Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here at the Asian Scholars Network Conference to share our investigation into one of the most persistent questions facing modern managers. Can doing good also mean doing well? So our study investigating the relationship between sustainability-related expenditure, doing good, and profitability, doing well. So a comparative case study of market leaders in Malaysia's service industry explores whether investments in sustainability actually pay off and why the answer differs across industries. So over the next 10 minutes, I'll take you through context, theories, evidence, and implications. Let me start with the backdrop. In Malaysia, services account for roughly 59% of GDP. That's a high percentage. That dominance means service firms are instrumental in shaping the country's social environmental footprint. Since Bursa Malaysia introduced a sustainability reporting framework in 2015, all listed firms must disclose their economic, environmental, and social performance. Internationally, the UN SDGs call on businesses to tackle climate change and inequality. Sustainability is no longer a philanthropic afterthought. It can have practical benefits like reducing costs, open new markets, attract environmentally conscious customers, and enhance reputation. Our research question, therefore, is do these sustainability investments pay off equally across different service industries? And why might the outcomes be different or diverge? To frame this question, we draw on three strands of theory. First, stakeholder theory reminds us that a firm's success depends on managing, managing relationships with customers, employees, communities, and regulators as well. Good corporate citizenship can boost loyalty, brand equity, and operational efficiency. So Carroll's CSR pyramid, with its economic, legal, ethical, and philanthropic responsibilities, help us understand how firms prioritize this obligation. Second, institutional theory highlights that companies respond to coercive regulation, normative industry standards, and mimetic pressures to legitimize their activities. In some cases, sustainability reporting is adopted to meet external expectation rather than secure immediate profit. So thirdly, legitimacy theory suggests organizations seek to align their actions with societal norms and values. Sustainability helps close legitimacy gap and mitigates reputational risk. So these theories altogether provide lenses for interpreting why some firms have reap benefit or financial rewards from sustainability while others simply just maintain legitimacy. The academic evidence is a mix as it is fascinating. So meta-analysis show that robust CSR practices tend to correlate with better financial performance. So recent Malaysian studies on halal food companies find that comprehensive sustainability disclosures boost return on asset and firm value. Yet not all contexts see immediate gains. CSR spending can impose costs that erode short-term profits. Some government-linked companies report neutral or negative effects. A separate CSR and growth study warns that Malaysia's fast economic expansion sometimes put short-term profit ahead of sustainability, causing environmental and social pressures. What's more, industry-specific dynamics also matter. Hospitality and retail sectors often benefit directly from sustainability through improved customer satisfaction, cost savings, whereas business-to-business sectors like ICT or telecommunication may see weaker financial returns because customers prioritize price and service quality, not so much on sustainability. So these contrasts highlight the need for sector-sensitive research. With that in mind, we employed a comparative case study design. We selected 3 market-leading service firms in Malaysia that have substantial sustainability programs and publicly available data. TM, represents the ICT sector, Berjaya represents hospitality, and Aeon represents for retail. We analyzed the annual and sustainability reports from 2015 and 2019, a period long enough to observe trends, but ending before the COVID-19 shock. For each company, we compiled the annual monetary expenditure on sustainability, covering community investments, environmental projects, CSR programs, and 3 profitability metrics, ROA, ROE, and net profit margin. We also calculated simple Pearson correlations between sustainability spending and each profitability metric. The comparative snapshot here, as you can see from the screen, paints a revealing picture. So TM spends around 60 to 70 million annually on sustainability, 0.5 to 1% of revenue, yet its average ROA sits around 5%, virtually no correlation with sustainability spend. Its ROE hovers at 10 to 11% with zero correlation, and its net profit margin of about 8 to 9% shows a slight negative association. On the other hand, Berjaya, by contrast, invests a smaller 5 to 7 million ringgit, only a fraction of 1% of revenue. Yet its ROA and ROE climb steadily, generating near perfect positive correlation with sustainability spending. Its net profit margin likewise moves upwards in tandem. Lastly, Aeon spends 10 to 20 million, roughly 0.2 to 0.5% of revenue. Its ROA improves roughly 3 to 4%, correlates strongly. So ROE rises modestly, and net profit margins climb between 2% to about 3%, indicating a moderate positive association. In short, spending more doesn't automatically translate into better return. The context shapes the payoff. Let's unpack each case. So TM, over the 5 years, its sustainability spend rose from 50 million to 70 million, yet profitability hardly budged. ROA stayed around 5%, ROE around 10 to 11%, NPM 8%. What explains this flat line? So TM operates in a capital-intensive, heavily regulated sector. Profit margins are more sensitive to network investments, pricing regulation, and competitive dynamics than to CSR or sustainability spending. So in 2019, for example, intensified broadband competition and one-off asset impairments dented profit, but CSR spending still increased, a sign that TM pursues sustainability for reasons beyond short-term financial gain. Its initiatives, such as expanding connectivity to rural areas or funding digital education programs, may build reputation, trust, and social license, aligning with institutional and legitimacy theories. Such benefits occur over long horizons and are harder to capture in quarterly earnings. TM's case reminds us that doing good sometimes serves as strategic positioning rather than immediate profit level. Now consider Berjaya Hotels and Resorts. Its sustainability spend rose around 3 to 7 million. Over the same period, ROA jumped 3 to 5%, ROE 6 to 10%, net margins 4 to 8%. So all increased. The correlation between spending and ROA is effectively 1, meaning profits march upwards hand in hand with sustainability. What drives this? So BHR, or Berjaya Hotel and Resort, invested in green building design, energy-saving technologies, community outreach, staff training, and eco certifications. These initiatives delivered multiple benefits: lower utility costs, increased occupancy, enhanced brand image, and the ability to charge premium rates to consumers. Stakeholder theory comes to life here. Guests appreciate eco-friendly practices and reward them with loyalty and word of mouth. The hospitality sector itself enjoyed a steady tourist arrivals, in the mid-2010s, but BHR's profit margins doubled, suggesting that sustainability-driven operational improvements amplified broader sector growth. BHR's story embodies the idea that companies can do well by doing good. Aon offers a more nuanced picture or complex picture. Sustainability expenditure increased from 10 million to 20 million. ROE rose from 2.5% to 4%, before slipping slightly to 3.8% in 2019. ROE climbed from 5 to 9%, then edged down. Net profit margins increased from 2 to 3%. The association with sustainability spending is strong but not perfect here. Aon's initiatives include LED lighting, solar panels, tree planting campaigns, plastic reduction, and ethical sourcing. This action cut energy costs and build brand loyalty, but retail operators on razor-thin margins. Profit margins are usually very, very low. Gains are moderate and can be easily offset by market challenges. The slight profitability dip in 2019 likely reflects intense competition and higher operating costs from new store openings. So Aon have opened many stores from 2010 until now. So Aon's case illustrates that sustainability is only one of the many levers in a complex market. Benefits are real but tempered. Firms cannot assume that a green initiative will magically counteract fierce price competition. So when we compare these three cases side by side, patterns started to emerge. In hospitality, sustainability spending has a strong and immediate profitability impact. The key drivers are cost savings and brand premium. Eco-friendly initiatives cut utility costs, while a green image attracts guests willing to pay more. Stakeholder theory dominates here. Hospitality is intensely customer-facing. Investment that meet guests' social and environmental expectations generate loyalty and financial returns. In retail, the impact is moderate. Energy-efficient mall operations and community activities reduce costs and enhance customer loyalty, but sensitive competition tempers the payoff. Stakeholder theory still matters, but it is constrained by the sector's thin margin. In ICT, profitability impact is weak. Compliance and legitimacy motivation prevail. Spending on CSR sustainability signals alignment with regulators and societal expectation, rather than driving immediate profits. Institutional and legitimacy theories therefore play a larger role here. This contrast underscores our central message. Sustainability profitability link is not uniform. So some industries can genuinely do well by doing good, while others must do good to stay legitimate. So what can we conclude? Sustainability expenditure can enhance profitability, but the magnitude and timing depend on industry context. Hospitality firms can do well by doing good almost immediately. Retailers enjoy moderate gains. ICT firms primarily secure legitimacy and long-term intangible benefits. The balanced message is that sustainability is neither a guaranteed profit driver nor a mere cost center. It is a strategic investment that pays off through stakeholder satisfaction, institutional compliance, and reputational capital, although the balance among these factors varies by sector. So this study has limitations for sure. A case study design and 5-year sample limit generalizability. We cannot fully detect lag effects. External events, economic cycles, and company-specific strategies also influence results. Nevertheless, the findings have practical implications. Managers, policymakers should tailor sustainability strategies to the value drivers of their industry. Scholars should integrate qualitative insights and longer horizons to enrich understanding. More broadly, sustainability needs to be woven into business models, not abandoned as an afterthought. Thank you for your attention. I hope this comparative exploration of sustainability and profitability sparks further thought and discussion about this field. Please feel free to reach out if you'd like to discuss the research further. Thank you so much.